Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope everything is fine and the new year has started. So may God bless you, may God give you lots of happiness this year. And to begin with the pruning of roses, I would like to remind you that I had shown you another video where after completing the pruning I had taken the pictures and from all the angles of the spot and had shown you. Now I'll show you how it is done, how you can prune a rose. First of all, what is the importance of pruning? Why do we need pruning? So as you can see here in this top portion, there is overcrowding of leaves, and some of the leaves which are below this, the top ones here, they will not be getting proper sunlight because of this top leaf. So the first important reason for pruning is pruning of any plant is that you make sure that all the rest of the parts of the plants, the leaves, the stems, they are getting better sunlight, better environment conditions. So this is one of the reasons. Another reason, if you are wanting to prepare a bonsai plant. So for bonsai plant, I have chosen this rose. This is my first bonsai plant, and I am starting to learn about preparation of bonsai. So this is how I am learning, and this is how I am learning from my mistakes and how I am doing it. So this is the same pot which I pruned previously, and as you can see, there are so many new leaves, new buds, new flowers which are coming out, and this is just within a span of 10 days. So how do we get started? So one reason for doing pruning of a rose plant, I told you, is getting better sunlight. Second reason for pruning is making a bonsai, and third reason is making a beautiful bonsai. Now there are other reasons as well, like you want your plant, as I told you, for better environment conditions, so you want a better growth of your plant. So for better growth, you want that the roses which are coming, they should be of high quality. The leaves which are coming, they should be very green in color, and also there should be more stems which should come out. That is the reason which we usually prune a plant. So the first step in pruning is to remove all the unwanted leaves. So the first unwanted leaf or any part will be like this. This rose is completely dried up. You can see this one. This rose is completely dried up, and I am going to remove it. I don't have to prepare any seeds from this. So people do leave the rose, make them dry for preparation of the seeds. So this was a dry rose. I have removed it. We will now collect all these dry parts and we will use in preparation of our compost. Next is to remove these leaves which are turning brown. So we will just close our eyes in the sense that we will blindly cut these leaves which are turning brown. No need to take care of your plant. Any leaves which is turning brown will not help your plant. So we are going to remove the leaves which are turning brown. See, this one has automatically come out. I didn't even need to remove it with a scissor. I am using this small scissor because this is just a rose plant, and I did not take a big scissor or the actual scissor which is used for pruning. So when we are removing the leaves, we should make sure that we are not removing it completely from its stem. That is from here. We have to leave some part of this, and then we have to cut the leaf. So as you can see, removing this leaf which was placed here has given better air for these two buds which were coming on, and initially these were hidden. Right? So this is why we prune. This one is brown, you just need to remove it. This one is brown, you just need to remove it. This one is half brown, so we'll just remove the leaf which is brown. Yeah, we can do that. This one is brown, we'll remove it. These two are turning almost yellow, we'll remove it. See, this is a new growth which it is not properly coming out, so again we'll remove it. And this is the last one which is left out of the brown leaves, so we are going to remove it. Now we have removed all the brown leaves. As you can see, it is all the green leaves which are left. See this rose, it is looking so beautiful. This is the button rose, so it is not big. I put these small shells in this pot just for the sake of decoration. Now if I just turn this, you can see still there is a group of leaf which is here. So some of the leaves which are in overcrowded here, they are not getting proper air and we need to prune them. So we will first start with these leaves only. Okay. So I'll take my scissors and I have to make a choice which ones to remove. So first thing is to remove the older ones. First step is to remove the older limbs, but make sure you don't remove all the older leaves, because the new leaves do not prepare that much food as the old leaves prepare. So now as you can see in this group, we have one main stem and 1 and 2. These two are the side stems and one main stem. And in this two side stem, this one looks perfect because it has just 2 leaves coming up. So this one looks perfect. But these two branches which are coming out from this main stem, they are overcrowded with leaves. We need to get rid of some of these. Now how to make sure which one to get rid? Now if you see this one at the top, it is doing well and it is getting proper sunlight, but one in the bottom has 2 leaves, so we will just cut one of its branches from the bottom. We will try to do for the bigger branch. So I have cut this. The same we will do to the other branch which is coming. So this is the other branch. Now if you see this other branch has 4 smaller branches. Now 4 is too much for this, so we will cut this newer one which is coming in this case, because this is not proper. Now if you see, the overcrowding has reduced, but still it looks crowded because these 2 leaves are coming. These 2 leaves are almost one on the top of the other. So what we are going to do is, this bigger leaf we are going to cut, because if we cut this, then these two looks proper and this we have to cut later. If we cut this, then none of our purpose will be solved. So this leaf is the one which is creating trouble and which is not looking good. So we have cut half of it, not the complete one. Now if you see, this one single root is creating a blockage for the leaf beneath it, so we are going to cut it. Similarly, the leaf which is beneath it, it is almost touching the other leaf, we are going to cut it. Now if you see, this overcrowding is completely reduced and this is how it looks. Wow, good. So we are good in this part. Now what about this part? I'll just turn it, and this is the part which we have to take care now. So there, if I see, there are a lot of new leaves coming up, and there is this brown one which has completely dried out, and I am going to remove this first. be careful that in cutting the wrong leaves you do not cut the right leaves of the branches. So that one is removed. Now what we have to do, I'll just pause it and place something beneath this pot so that we can just tilt it and show it to you for better focus. Now I think you can see it better. So this is the bunch we have just pruned, and this is the bunch which we are going to prune. So as you can see, there are new growths coming, but these two leaves are just of no good. I mean, this one has almost turned brown, and this one we can still leave. This we can remove, and we'll let the new ones grow. Just make sure that there is no leaf in between the new ones which is creating a blockage. So we are good here. Now we can see here this new growth which is coming. There is no blockage in between, but this old growth has a small leaf which does not look good, and we will remove it. Now if we see this new growth coming here, it has two branches which will be coming, but we don't require these two branches. So, and moreover, if you see this old leaf, this is creating the blockage for the ones which are coming from beneath it. So we will remove this leaf. Okay, so this is done. Now these two sets of branches are done. This branch looks okay, this branch looks okay. Now we will come to the branches which are at the lower end. So I will just shift the position of this pot. Okay. So after this video I am going to take some of the pictures of this pot so that you can see in all the angles. So this one is an old leaf. We will remove half of it, not the full of it, only the leaves which are turning brown. In the process, do not damage the good ones, just make sure that you remove the older leaves. Now if you see, this is again becoming overcrowded over here. This leaf is doing good. This bunch of leaves are creating trouble. So because this leaf is not letting the below leaf to grow properly. So we will just remove this new leaf, removal of half of it will do. Now as you can see, this one is getting complete air, this is good. Now what about this root, branch which is coming out? So this looks overcrowded over here. So we are going to remove half of the leaves from here, and this one is also creating somewhat blockage, so we will remove half of this leaf. So now this is good, as you can see. Now both the new leaves, one this and one this, these will get better aeration and better sunlight. And you can see this is an older growth which is not looking good. We will remove this. Same we will do to this brown one. Okay, now this part is completely done. Now we will tilt it a more bit and we will come to the other parts. This is fine, this is fine, this was pruned previously, this is fine. If you see, I had pruned these in some angles, right? And there is no overcrowding. One going towards this, one going towards that direction, then the third one going in the third direction, and this fourth one coming to the fourth direction. So in this way all the leaves are going to get proper sunlight, and there is no overcrowding over here. except this leaf which is creating a blockage for the newer growth. So either I'll remove this single leaf or this entire branch. Currently I've removed the single leaf to see how it looks. It looks fine, but so it looks fine. But I don't know, I think one of the leaves should also be removed, because over here it is creating a overcrowding. So I have to remove this new leaf, half of it, okay, and half of this small leaf here and this small leaf here. Okay, so now what is happening, this newer growth will grow, okay, wait. This newer growth will go to this direction and this will go to this direction, and none of them will create a blockage. And even if you see the rose, it is looking good with the leaves coming from all its end. This is why I called it beauty of bonsai. Now this is the other bunch. You see here, this one is a new set of leaves which have come. This one is the old one, and again we have a bud here. So previously when I had pruned this plant, it had only one bud, and now if you see, there are 4 buds total in this plant, in this pot. So this is also miracle which the pruning does. So if you just give the leaves to grow, it will not allow the flowers to bloom well. So there should be a proper proportionate ratio between the leaves and the flowers to grow. And that is what you have to do it. Now if you see here, there are a bunch of leaves which are very overcrowded, and this one on the top, it is shadowing the other 2 leaves. So simply we are going to remove this one from the top, and the other 3 leaves which were below this, all the 3 can get the proper sunlight. Correct? Now if we see, this arrangement looks very proper. Means all the leaves are going into all 3 directions. Only this leaf is getting overshadowed, and so we are just going to remove this leaf. And now if you see, all the leaves are going independently without taking the sunlight of other, and it is doing good. If you see this bud coming, there are 2 leaves which are coming in on the path of this bud, and we are going to remove those single leaves. So these single leaves are removed. Now we will again shift this pot to a different direction and see that where it is creating a blockage, which all leaves are doing good. Now so from this direction, if you see, this leaf is going at the back of the other leaf, so we are just going to remove the single leaf. From that direction it was not clear, but it is clear now from this direction. So as you can see, this is doing good. Right? Now these leaves are doing good. They are growing in their own directions. But there are leaves which are coming inside. So once these leaves grow, we will have to do something about the old leaves. Now there is one old leaf here in between which is yellow, but we will not remove it because it is not creating blockage for any of the plants, any of the leaves growing. But this one is coming at the back of these new leaves, so we can definitely remove this. Removing half, not complete. Now this is growing in a different direction, so it is not creating problem. We will shift it, and when you are pruning a bonsai, you have to shift your plant to all the directions just to see that they look beautiful in all the directions. So from this direction, if I am seeing, I can see these 2 leaves which are which are not looking good here. So I'm just going to cut it. Okay, now you can see removing that leaf has created space here, and I wish if there was a rose in between here, it would have looked very beautiful. Now if we remove this leaf, this is going to increase the beauty of the pot plant. So we have cut this. So this one branch is completely done, I can say. And if you see, this is really looking very, very beautiful. I am going to take the picture and show you separately. Now coming to the lower part of this plant. We have done the top of it. Now coming to the lower part of this plant. So I was talking about this plant. This branch. If you see, this is completely done. All the leaves are going into different directions. But if you see, there is still, it looks incomplete. And this is the leaf which we remove. It will increase to the beauty of the other branch. So we are going to remove it. Let's see if we remove half of it, how it is going to look. So we have removed half of it, and look, it is looking good. Now this is creating a little trouble, because if it was going down, this was good, but it is going up, and these two leaves are coming again in between. But these two are the young leaves, and the back one is the older leaf, so I prefer removing the back one. I just removed half of it, and now it looks perfect. And there is a bud. So this portion is done. Now we will come to this portion where you can see any overcrowding. I think it's okay. I mean, we can remove this half leaf from here so that the other from the back can be visible, and the leaf which is here, this one, if we remove it, then I think our plant will just, I'll cover it up with my hand and see. Okay, and if you see, there is a new shoot which is coming up, so I think removing it will not damage much of its growth. And if we don't remove it, then we can see little overcrowding here, but I'll leave it as it is. So I'll show you in other direction. These two buds here and the leaf below them, these look fine, except this big leaf which is covering the leaf below it. We'll cut half of it. This looks fine. From the top it looks fine, except this one getting covered by the above one because its direction is not correct. So I think we are done pruning of this pot, and I'll take some stills and I'll show you. So now we are done with the pruning of rose, and let's see how does it looks in all the directions. So enjoy the slideshow. I'll be just moving this plant in all directions and taking the pictures. You can have a look and let me know your comments, your thoughts on these. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy gardening.